What's up, it's Nez, and welcome back to the letter, everyone! No! Our British waifu died last episode. Rose. She's gone! She was killed, quite possibly by the monster, the ghost. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body wants to sleep still, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's here, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly I become aware of how awkward my position is, and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled position the night before. If I've even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. No, how could you do this to me, game? Our British waifu! They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have... The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly when I look at it. It's as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. I check it nevertheless, out of habit more than anything. If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. Our best friend, our senpai. Maybe I'll just go to work or stay at home. If it'll take it off our mind, I guess we could go to work. Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile no matter how bad it gets, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but me to see. It's mocking me! It's fucking mocking me! Every word written on it glares at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too, I'll deal with. Somehow, I'll find a way and make things right again. Nothing is ever gonna make this right. No amount of cinnamon buns or instant noodles will make things right again. I have to. Before it takes more people from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corporation, but no, Rose isn't here. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has heard about it. If they've missed Knight's report, they'll likely see it in the morning news, in the papers, or in various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose will be enough to trigger something in me. Rose! It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it's about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'd appreciate it more if he just shouted at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word? In my office?
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and I've been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. How can we be happy about anything? Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to anyway if I want to forget. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Something tells me we shouldn't be alone, Isabel. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbon Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one recognizable name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I've got to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. Loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the office for the better part of my shift as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, they may have a lot of agents hired under their company, but I'll remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Holy shit! Then the letters? No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the fraction of a moment. These people. Rose. The letter.
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Everyone who worked on the mansion has disappeared or died. Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. Our friends read the fucking letter. Rose didn't even read the letter. She just held it. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful, I grab all of them and stuff it in my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should. The noise cut sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Please don't tell me it followed us here. Someone must have left their printer open again. Yeah, that's it. I hope that's just it. I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time, it's Rose who does the nagging, but... The clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learn to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 copies are already strewn about on the ground, the paper tray having also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up to put someplace proper. But the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. Oh shit! The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as that day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Ah! And as if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak grating through the thin veil of stillness that has descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. Oh god, it's so familiar. We know this. It's so familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. Don't take a fucking peek! Hi there! Welcome to the office. Thinking of buying a house? It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, a bit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. Hello there. I take a step back and the pen I'm holding slips from my hand. A scream almost escapes my mouth and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder, and the only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone please save me. Anyone? Rose? I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please, don't let her hear me. What? A cutie? A cutie? Okay, I can focus, I can focus, I can focus. One more should be good. One more should be good. We did it! Are we safe? Are we safe? She's not gonna lean down under the table, is she? The seconds, minutes stretch out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? Oh no! Is she gonna be there when we open our eyes? Slowly I open my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare to move or make a noise. Hello there! In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silent pleas to whomever is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. Go away, go away. We are one with the wind. I wanna live. Hello? That's it? That's it? That's how chapter 1 ends. Holy shit, what a cliffhanger. Well, okay then. What are we doing now? We're playing as Hannah? Oh, we're playing as Hannah. Okay. Fine. We could take on the haughty bitch attitude now, apparently, as we continue through the story of the letter. It is far too easy to get them to pay attention, enraptured. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile if we are honest, and a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I'm...
Hannah right!
I guess right, we're playing Hannah now. There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I'm quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the Chief Inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Luxbourne Police, his wife Rochelle Lee Nivance owns a general electronics company. Fridges and freezers, mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favourite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
I know.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Oh, is that why you're complimenting me? The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know, the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you're looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit tough sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor.
The fuck?
The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me tales of the Luxbourne Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I'm privy to, and though I loathe to admit, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the mutant chasing on foot and screaming about theft.
Go on, keep telling us more about your life.
The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Such an interesting story, honey.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
The wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
So does this happen before or after Isabella's story?
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
Okay, we've confirmed that this happens before. I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagerd Mansion?
Yes, the fucking Ermagerd Mansion.
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her.
I just fucking realized the Ermagerd Mansion is actually Oh My God Mansion. Fuck. Well, okay.
Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
So that's why Hannah was so accepting of our exorcism and blessing the other day.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course! It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy too. Such good taste.
Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace.
May I guess, Miss McCullough?
She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card right at... No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough... Marianne, I believe, yes.
Yes, Marianne McCullough.
But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself.
Really? The only reason they bought the Ermagerd Mansion was because they'd be the talk of the town? Fucking rich people.
This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. All Luke's words and not mine. Besides, I've been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? And we've gone to Friday. The day of the open house. Luke is dressed to the nines as he usually is. He looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and valet wait at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place.
Ah yes, the open house where we raved mad.
I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Marianne McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere. You know how I operate, Hannah. Unless...
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
That is the most butlery voice I've ever heard.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Thank you for going on our
don't
side.
remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
Too much wine, you little prick. He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Mine, apparently.
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home.
You son of a bitch, why would anyone want to marry you?
Are we clear?
It's just a bit of a husband and wife tit-tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the triad tasting.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff...
Certainly any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
You son of a bitch, we're defending ourselves. Why must he treat me this way?
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want. I am ecstatic. Understood? And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed.
Oh, sick burn.
We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply before he crosses his arms to look like, well, a moping child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
No wine.
Wine.
No wine? Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
Your doctor said so.
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
You do not mess with Hannah.
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Why thank you, Johannes.
Whose side are you on?
Ours.
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion, I see his eyes light up with genuine interest. Apologizing is the last thing on my mind. The whole affair with the Ermengarde mansion is certainly an interesting experience. Is this after we had the outburst? The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place Luke and I can call home. And the number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxborn certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. What's bugging my mind, however, is that Isabel. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what's happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she is panicking over some sort of prank letter or another. The second thing on my mind is how touchy my darling husband is being towards the poor dear. I cannot even plaster a smile on my face, a horrid scowl taking its place. There is no way I can pretend nothing is wrong as I hum.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Oh, she does know our name. She just, well, called us Little Lily out of spite. He's quick enough to detract his hand, which is all the girl needs to, well, for a lack of a better word, escape.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Bye, Isabel. Bye, Rose. Her partner follows, shouting after her without hesitation. There's an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor daft girl and telling the tale to whomever was not audience to the act in the first place. It doesn't take long for the woman Rose to return and pull us aside into the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she is not one of her clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke, the last all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head.
I'm pretty sure the rumors weren't just the thing that went to our head. Maybe the fucking ghost that's routinely tried to kill us.
And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Ooh, a drought. Could this mean something? An ominous sign?
Oh, it's fine. The poor girl must feel so embarrassed about what she just did. But I say, let bygones be bygones. After all, she's only a child.
Anna's a bit less bitchy than I thought she would be. She's actually a bit of a nice person.
She looked, what, 19?
Well, at least compared to her husband Luke, who's a total cunt. I shoot Luke an accusing look at these words. After all, he tried flirting with the girl. The nerve of him! But not only that Isabel girl, but also Marianne and Rose too. What kind of husband would think that's even a remotely idea to make moves on 3 different women while his wife stands there? Did he drink while I wasn't looking?
She's a bit older than that. But again, I apologize. And if there's any way I can make up for what just happened, just...
I know what you can do. Be a darling flower and get us one of those bottles you plan to serve.
Again, flirting with Rose right in front of us. What a prick.
Pop it open.
Also, you're not allowed to have wine, you asshole.
We were planning on serving some champagne. I can get that.
That would be lovely. Much obliged.
Do you want a glass as well, Ms. Wright?
Oh no, I'm fine. I really shouldn't be drinking right now.
And neither should someone else. And Luke shouldn't be either. But right now, I'm just too tired to make any sort of argument. I don't have the heart to scold him in public as well. I am certainly not his mother. I just want to get this horrid day done with, go home and sleep. Perhaps I'll even have a strong cuppa before I head off to bed. Yes, that sounds nice. When Rose comes back with the champagne, I beckon her over. As I've told her partner before, I have every intent of acquiring this house. I might as well, even if I'm having second thoughts about getting it for Luke. The moment we, the Wrights, had expressed interest in this place, we've had eyes set on us. If we don't buy it, that might as well be the signal to have busybodies gossip about how we may or may not have lost our fortune. Regardless of the fact that it is false, image is everything when dealing with these people. These are the unspoken rules for people such as ourselves. And besides, I really did like this place. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. Oh, shit. Well, except for this ugly painting in the study. It looks like a bad fake of an Edvard Munch painting. That is a mirror. That is a mirror. Not a painting. That is a fucking mirror.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%.
Oh yes, I'm sure Rose and Isabel really did appreciate the increase, but... the girls.
I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell.
Neither did Isabel.
I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Oh right, she's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? I'll need to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Yes, we do.
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne?
Rich people have no time to spare. Time is money after all.
I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
Yeah, this is a moment where they tell us it's not a painting. A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
And lo and behold, the painting is gone. In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
That was an abrupt change of music. Free up my schedule? Question the need for a meeting. Let's free up our schedule.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another Maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house has a higher priority over the book club. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern-day writers could match up to the classics. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermengarde, or rather, the right mansion's great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then. It's a date.
Ooh, a date.
It's really not.
But from the look of your face, it really is.
Alright, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp.
Neither of you are living through the weekend anyway.
We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested that we meet at 9, but who is even awake at that unholy hour? Isabel? I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. And we say our goodbyes, shake hands and make it clear without outright saying that we now own this house. And that was this episode of The Letter, everyone. We had so much to do this episode. We finished up Isabella's story at such a cliffhanger, and now we're playing through Hannah's story of buying the Ermengarde mansion. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video and the series, like and subscribe so we could grow our channel together. Once again, my name is Nez and thanks for watching. Bye everyone!